Namaskar and a very warm welcome to all of you. And we welcome in the 12th episode of this Tribe Talk and request our panelists to proceed further. Thank you.
So this is, can I proceed?
Yes, sir. Please go.
Please, yes, thank you. So we formally welcome to this program, a 12th episode on understanding various modes of tribal development, protecting their indigenous culture from external influence, which is an 12th episode organized by National Coordinating Institute, IIT Delhi, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan Wing, in collaboration with Mahatma Gandhi National Council of Rural Education, having the renowned esteemed speakers Dr. Javanapalli Satyanarayana Garu and Dr. H.K. Nagu Garu, curator of tribal museums. I would like to welcome Javanapalli Satyanarayana Garu in this regard with a small introduction about him, the various achievements that he have been done with a small bio. I would like to welcome him. Presently he is a curator of the tribal museums, government of Telangana. He did his PhD on the environmental history of Telangana and has written about 20 books on the subjects like Telangana, history, culture, religion, arts and crafts, literature, tourist places, and tribals, basing upon his primary observations and explorations. He brought into a limelight several rock art sites, inscriptions, and heritage tourist sites, which are natural and also built. He contributed chapters on history to BA and MA courses in universities of Telangana. He acted as the president of Andhra Pradesh History Congress, ancient section in 2015 to 16. The government of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana Tourism Department conferred upon him awards for excellence in writing for the years 2013 to 17 and Kirti and Sahitya Puraskarams from Telugu University for the years 2014 and 2016, and lot more achievements to be shared, and within the time limit that is given to us we cannot expand more. So I would now we would like to have we can have the discussion and more inputs and thoughts from Dr. D Satyanarayana Garu on the topic protection come promotion of tribal culture of Telangana. I would like to welcome sir.
Thank you for the generous introduction of me. Thank you, Andy. So, as you announced, my topic is protection cum promotion of tribal culture of Telangana. Uh, as you know, this is the largest state with the highest tribal population in South India. Telangana is the one, and about 9.08% population is coming from tribal population out of the total population of Telangana state. So, with regard to their culture, how government is taking measures to protect their culture and as well as promote their culture. So, two things will go side by side. So now I'll introduce those tribes in the beginning. There are 10 tribal communities. Of course, as per the uh, Andhra Pradesh State Reorganization Act 2014, there are 32 tribal communities, but they are not, all of them are not natives of Telangana, but there are only 10 tribal communities who are native communities of Telangana from the beginning. So I will talk about those 10 tribal communities only. I'll name them. They are Andh, Gond, Toti, Pardhan, Kolam, Naikpod, and of course Naikpod is shown as part of Gond community also in the constitution. And the other one is Koya, next Kondareddy, Chenchu, Lambadi, and Yerukala. So these are the major native communities of Telangana state. So they have cultural attributes, and government is taking care of their culture to preserve them and to promote to the posterity. So I define a culture in technical term in the beginning. Culture means um, there are five fine arts. Of course, people used to say 64 arts, Chatushashti Kalalu, but fine arts are five only. They are music, dance, literature, painting, and crafts. So these five elements constitute culture in precise. That is a vague term. Culture is a vague term. It includes many things, but to be precise, there are five elements in culture: music, dance, literature, painting, and crafts. So I'll go by one after another. But the thing is, until recent past, the tribes are not literate. The literacy was around some 20%, 10%, up to 1950s also. Considerable literacy was not recorded. In recent times, their literacy was about 50%. So half of them are literate and half of them are not literate. So uh, their literature is mainly oral literature and traditional literature. There are bards, tribal bards. They only used to recite their mythologies, legends, stories, etc. So the literature is combined with musical performance and dance performance also. So these three elements, music, dance, and literature, are combined together, and traditionally they will be performed by special people among the tribes themselves on occasions of jatras or festivities, or in times of worshipping some tribal deity. So I will deal with these three subjects together: music, dance, and literature. So I'll take example of each tribe. So for the first tribe is Andh. If we go by alphabetical order, the first community in Telangana is Andh community. So they celebrate festivals also, and special dance festival is there, that is called Dandari. Dandari. So Dandari, apart from that, they hold one more festival, Manoranjanam, and that is a type of recreation. So Manoranjanam is also performed by Andh community, and there is a special troupe called Wage. Wage. This troupe, Wage troupe members used to sing songs and play musical instruments also at the same time. And the literature, whatever they sing, comes under literature properly. So the literature consists of gods and goddesses and the traditions, how they evolved and how they moved from place to place, and their culture, how it was reformed by their elders. So all these things come under the category called literature, but that literature was resided by musical troupe called Wage. They have the next community that we come across is Gond community, and Gond is the largest community in India. Out of the 705 total tribal communities in India, Gond stands the first and the greatest community, the biggest community in number, as far as number is concerned, and their spread is also concerned. They also hold this festival, Dandari, and this will be held for about 9 days during Diwali season, Deepavali season, and the Dandari festival uh, is attracted by people, that attracts people by its what we call roles. There is a special role called Gussadi. Gussadi is a person who decorates himself as Nataraja Shiva. They call Shambhu Mahadev. So this Gusadis will be the number of Gusadis, who how many people have to decorate themselves like Gusadis have to, it will be decided by the traditional community head called Patel. So this Patel decides and Gusadis decorate themselves and they don't take bath for 9 days and they will be invited by next hamlet. The nearby hamlet people will invite these people. So these Gusadis associated by Poriks. Again, there will be young men. They dress themselves like girls, teenage girls, and these people will assist the Gusadis, and Gusadis and these Poriks will go to next village, and those people from next village and these people also will dance together for 9 days, and sumptuous food will also be served to these people in special arrangements. So this during this festival also the dance, they sing, and they recite literature also in a special performance called Chachoi Ata. Chachoi. In this Chachoi, Gumela is musical instrument. So that will be played and people will recite the songs and literature will be produced and stories will also be put before the people or audience. So Chachoi Ata will be done, and that is a dance performance, musical performance, as well as literature will also be put forth before the people. That is the one. And the next community is Thoti. Thotis generally will be what we call helped by Gond community. Gond, actually the Gonds are called, they are also called Gond Rajas. Earlier they held kingdoms also, they ruled people also, some small principalities. Then Gonds used to patronize Thotis. Even today, traditionally, they treat Gonds as their patrons, and Thotis recite their Gond legends and mythologies, their stories, and their culture also will be explained by Thotis in times of auspicious occasions as well as inauspicious occasions also. If a person dies, and then also these Thoti people recite their legends by playing one musical instrument called kikri. So that is the reason why these people, Thoti people, are also called kikri troops. So they recite the legends named Annorani. Annorani means Anna, food. How these people came to produce food. That story, that legend explains this story. And there is one more story called Jangubai. Jangubai is like Durga Devi for Hindus. Jangubai is a major deity for Gonds and their dependent communities like Thotis and Pardhans. So Jangubai story is also recited by Thoti people by playing Kikri. The other community, the next associated community of Gonds is Kolam. Gonds call them, Gonds call Kolam people as pujaris or priests. And these people also perform the same thing, Dandari dance again. So Dandari will be performed by three communities. One is Gond, second one is Andh, third one is Kolams also. The same, almost it resembles the same that is performed by Gonds, but this is so primitive when compared to Gond one. Gond one is some sort of flourished one, whereas Kolam's Dandari looks like a primitive dance form. But as far as their what we call diversity is called, more diversity can be found in Kolam dance because it is primitive and it is carrying the traditions of the past community, past traditions also. And the next community is Nayakpur. Nayakpods also are associated with Gond community. They live inside by some side hamlets of Gond people. These people use the musical instrument called tappeta gullu, a kind of drum, tappeta gulu, and they perform puja to Lakshmi Devara. And they believe that while in exile, the Pandavas visited their place, and Pandava second brother Bhima married to the lady called Hidimbi. Hidimbi was treated to be the daughter of Kolams and Nayakpots also, and that is the reason why they worship Lord Bhima. And Lord Bhima's sister was Lakshmi Devi, and these people called Lakshmi Devara. So Lakshmi Devara Pelli Sambaram is a program conducted by these Nayakpur people, and during that program or worship program, Lakshmi Devara Pelli Sambaram. Pelli means marriage. So she will be married to Lord Krishna. So during that occasion, these people will hold that Tappetagulu musical instruments, and they dance, and they wear masks to their faces also, of the Pandavas and Lord Krishna and Lakshmi Devi and all these deities. Masks will be there. They wear masks to their faces and dance by playing musical instruments called Tappetagulu and Mrudang, you know. So that is also done. And they sing the songs called Allo Nera Dallo. Allo Nera Dallo is the name of the songs. There will be many songs, but each song starts with Allo Nera Dallo and ends with Allo Nera Dallo. So these songs are come under the category of literature. And there is one more community, Koya. And Koya, in central India also they perform Komu dance or bison horn dance. So they wear bison horn horns to their head, and they decorate themselves with a special kind of drapery, and they dance. Men dance, and women form inside what we call circle, and women will dance in the inside circle, and men will dance in the outer circle. So during that also, especially women sing the songs called Rela. So Rela songs are recited by women by performing this Komkoya dance or bison horn dance. And there is one more community, dependent community. They are called Doli Koyas. Doli, dole. So they play dole, doli. Here in Telugu, they call doli, and the people who play them are called doli koyas. So these doli koyas play that instrument doli, and several people, and they proceed the procession of the deities. Especially there is a greatest deity, goddess Sammakka, and Koyas will hold a huge, a big jatara which receives 1.3 crores of people, and that is regarded as the biggest or largest jatara in the world, because 1.3 crore people is not a simple number. In India, only Kumbh Mela receives those many people, and after Kumbh Mela, this is the largest, biggest festival in India as well as in the world also. As far as tribal religion is concerned, or tribal jatra is concerned, and this is the largest fair in the world. And during that jatara, these Doli Koyas lead the jatara by playing drums and singing songs, and reciting the stories of Sammakka and other deities associated with Sammakka. Next one is Kondareddy. Kondareddy play what we call a unique musical instrument called Auzam. It resembles Dhamaruka, but it will be about 10 times compared to Dhamarika, 10 times larger or longer in the cylindrical shape. Not cylindrical, it looks like Dhamarika. Everybody knows Shiva's Dhamaruka. So it Auzam resembles that only, but it will be bigger for 10 times when compared to Shiva's Dhamarikam. So they play that, and they sing songs, and they dance to the tunes of that Auzam during the festival called Kottala Panduga. They won't consume any food without worshipping that food and without presenting or offering that food to God. So Kottala Pandaga is celebrated by those people, Kondareddis, and they play this awesome. And the next one is Chencho Community. Chencho Community is also like Kondareddis and Kolams and Totis. They belong to primitive tribal group, particularly vulnerable tribal group. So they live in South Telangana along the banks of River Krishna in the hills called Nallamala. So they also they play or they dance in a special program called Chenchata. Since they are Chenchu, their play is called Ata. So on the whole, it is called Chenchata. So Chenchata is played by them, and in which they will be taught, or their children, Chenchu children will be taught how to face tiger. So that is the reason why this Chenchata is called Puli Vesham or Puli Ata. Puli is tiger in Telugu. So Puli Ata or Chenchata will be performed by a group of people to the tunes of musical instrument called Dappu. So Dappu will be played and Chenchata will be performed, and in between women will also join the men people and they will also dance. And they will hold one more festival called Brahmaramba Jatra. And Brahmara here in Telangana, Lord Shiva has three wives. Two wives, Parvati and Ganga, and he has third wife called Brahmaramba. Brahmaramba is the daughter of Chenchu community. So they hold a jatra in her honor. During that also, that stories will be recited, and during the performance of this Chenchata. And the other community is Lambadi. Lambadi is the largest community in Telangana. Out of the 33 lakh people of tribal communities in Telangana, these constitute 22 lakhs. That means two-third tribal population comes from this single community, Lambadi. So these people also will dance, and their dance is called Banjara Dance. So, Banjara dance will be performed by women to the tunes of dappus. They call dapdi. The dapdis will be played by men, whereas dance will be performed by women. This will be done on the occasion of Holi. Everybody knows in India, Holi is a jubilous or joyous festival that will be held by these people in a grand manner. The other occasion is Teej festival. This is done in Western India by Marwadis, Rajasthanis, etc. And but these people also, Lambadis also celebrate that Teej festival. And during that occasion also, this dance is performed by singing songs. So next, the last one is Yerukala Community. These people also live in the plain areas alongside the rural communities and town folk. There is a special lady called Sodhi woman. Sodhi woman. She plays Ektara. Ektara, it resembles like Veena, and she plays that with her finger, and invokes 108 deities that are residing in India, or traditional deities of India. 108. She what we call murmurs, or she prays them to bestow her the capacity of foretelling. She predicts our future also. So for that, she uses that instrument, but she will be possessed by the goddesses, and she will be given that power of predicting the future of the people who go to her. And that forms the literature of Yerukala community through a woman called Sodhi woman. So this is about music, dance, and literature. And next we come across another art form, painting. So this painting, there are three types of paintings in Telangana. One comes from Gond, second comes from Koya community, and third one comes from Nayakpur community. So Gond people draw their paintings with two themes only. One is animals, The second one is trees. And trees are shown as emerging from animals, or animals are shown as taking shelter under trees. So these are the basic two themes drawn by Gond people. And the second one is Koya people. Koyas depict their paintings like they are presented on their flag. They worship 150 goddesses and gods, and every god and or goddess have one flag in triangular shape, and the legend is depicted in that triangular shape. It is called Dal Gutta, and those motifs are painted by Koya people on canvas. This is second one is, and they are only drawn in one color, that is ochre red, or simply red color. And Nagpur communities worship, I told you, Pandavas and their relatives Lakshmi Devara, Lord Krishna. And there are tribal goddesses also, Reragonda Rakshasi, Nallagonda Rakasi, and Gurapotu. Gurapotu is bison. Pandirazu. Pandi is pig, wild pig, boar. And the other one is lady. Lady means deer. So these goddesses, gods and goddesses are worshipped by Nagpur people, and the same are depicted in their paintings also. So government of Telangana, the Tribal Welfare Department of Government of Telangana patronized all these paintings, and there are about 60 people trained by Government of Telangana, and now they are drying, and these paintings are also put on Amazon. Today, if you type tribal paintings of Telangana, you will come across all these paintings, and they are available for sale online also. And these paintings reached the offices of Prime Minister and President of India also. And with regard to crafts, we have to talk about several communities. The chief community is called Oja Gond. So Gonds patronize these people called Ojas. So Ojas call themselves as Oja Gonds. These people are specialized in what we call wax lost technology. They prepare a model in mitti, soil, fine soil will be made into a figure, and molten brass liquid will be poured on the design, and thereafter that mitti form will be removed, and that metal form remains as a figure. So this metal craft is promoted by again Tribal Welfare Department of Telangana, and they are formed into a group now, and they are selling those crafts. So they are available in several stores, especially TriFed. TriFed, you know, a tribal federation promoted by Government of India, Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So these are available there, and in this Tribal Welfare Department of Telangana also has these stores of these Ojagon people. And second one is masks. I told you there are about 13 masks prepared by Nagpur community. They prepare the heads only, heads of Panchapandavas, and their brother-in-law Lord Krishna, and their sister Lakshmi Devara, and other goddesses Seragonda Rakshasi, Nallagonda Rakshasi, Gurapotu, Pandiraju, Lady, and Anapotaraju, Singaboidu. Like that, there will be 13 masks, only heads. They will be prepared by these people, and they are sold. And this during this Medaram Jatra also they are promoted by Government of Telangana, and many government departments and other corporate bodies purchase these masks from Nagpur communities, and they used to gift. So that became a gift, best gift item. And there is one more community called Koya. They will also prepare crafts, but in wood form only. In wood form only, they make sculptures like figurines. They are also being promoted hereafter, but now so far they were not formed into groups, but that is in proposal in view of the government to promote that craft also. And there are two more communities called Kolams and Kondareddis. So they are specialized in making basketry by using bamboo sticks. So bamboo basketry, that craft is made by these two communities, and the last community is Lambadi. They are specialized in preparing embroidery works. There will be many cloth pieces. They will be made into beautiful, attractive pieces. They use colorful threads. They use cowries. They use mirror pieces. They use specialized what we call designs. So they prepare in colorful specialized designs, and embroidery craft is also promoted by tribal welfare department, and these are the things promoted by government of Telangana. And government of Telangana formed are promoting or according these groups, they are called JLGs, joint liability groups, or MSMEs, marginal and small scale enterprises. These units are being given to the craftsmen and artists by government of Telangana tribal welfare department. So far, dance groups are given priority, and these units also are already accorded financial support. And the other thing is, the common point where we find all these crafts is jatras. So that is the reason why government of Telangana is releasing some 4 crore rupees per annum. For example, there is one, I told you, Dandari dance. For that festival only, government of Telangana is releasing 1 crore rupees to hold that festival in every Gond village. So that is being done. And for Medaram Jatara, government of Telangana is spending some 100 crores of rupees. And these crafts are also presented in tribal museums. Their culture is being promoted through tribal museums also. There are 6 tribal museums in Telangana. In each ITDA one, there are 4 ITDS, 4 museums, and in the state capital there are 3 museums. One is a state museum, the other one is Adivasi Bhavan, Banjara Bhavan, and the third one is going to come. That is Ramji Gond Memorial Tribal Freedom Fighters Museum, and that is being constructed now. So in this way, there are many efforts from the part of government. With regard to literature, I have to tell you, their literature is compiled in texts called primers. So each tribal community language and literature is promoted by the way of publishing and propagating primers. So they are also in vogue. In this way, there are many efforts, but in 40 minutes, 30 minutes, we cannot go into many details. But this is the what we call a bird's eye view about the cultural promotion of tribal culture in Telangana region. With this, I remain. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Satyanarayana
Sir,
sir.
good morning, sir. This is sir, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning to everybody, and just I am
Good morning,
touring in
sir.
Chhattisgarh area.
Oh, sir, बोलिए.
छत्तीसगढ़ जगदलपुर
sir.
से
Hmm.
जा रहे हो आगे.
Ji sir. Sir, that was thank you, sir, for taking us through all the communities of the tribes and their special features about the literature, music, dance, and different festivals that they celebrate in their communities. The importance and the museums, tribal museums that you have expanded to us, sir. This culture has to be promoted, and the products that come out, the arts that they generate have to be more popularized, and this needs to be more marketed. As you are saying, Koya Bommas, these are very famous, as we can see in total Telangana. we'll be more promoting that. And thank you, sir, for those insights and different aspects that you have taken forward. That was an value added points that will help us to learn the culture of the Telangana tribes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
yes, I would like to welcome Dr. Nagu, sir, in this regard, and with a small formal welcome to Nagu sir. Dr. H.K. Naguji, who have done his MSc, LLM, PhD, PGD in human rights, is a former additional labor commissioner and former member of the inquiry commission for the scheduled tribes Telangana, advocate and VP All India Vanvasi Kalyan Ashram. So, sir would like to, sir will be taking the topic, and he will be taking forward on the topic of Forest Right Act 2006. So, and now I would like to formally welcome Dr. Naguji, who have joined with us recently. Sir, please take on. Dr. Nagu, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, Andy. Good morning to everybody.
Yes.
Sorry
Yes,
for
good morning,
the
sir.
delay. Sorry for the
Yes.
delay. Right now, I am in Jagdalpur of Chhattisgarh. Hello. Is it audible?
Yes, yes, it is audible,
Hello.
sir.
Yeah. Right now, I am in the Jagdalpur, moving on the car. So you have to excuse me that I am not stationed.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sir, can you
Yeah.
request for
Yeah.
your video? If you can turn on your video, please.
Yeah. Right now, we have our government of India or state governments have not conducted it came the judiciary and it delayed up to 2009. So when courts are cleared that it is the right of the tribals who are living in the forest area prior to 13 December 2005. When 13 December 2005 is a criteria for the scheduled tribe, whoever possesses the land and cultivating is entitled for the right under Forest Right Act. Where tribal whoever possesses December 2005 are entitled, whether it is a reserve forest, whether it is a community forest or general forest. But when Act came and 2007 rules have come, but even our forest department people have filed a case before the judiciary, saying that once the pattas is given, the entire forest will be destructed. And after prolonged, the dispute went on for years. Then finally, it is cleared and Gram Sabhas were conducted. When the Gram Sabhas conducted and claims were coming in, but nobody knows, even the forest officials doesn't know, revenue, even the general public, that whoever possessed the land before the 13 December 2005 are entitled to get the individual pattas as well as that community rights. And in hurriedly, they have conducted Gram Sabhas and process the issues. And majority of them not aware of the act, whether they are entitled or not. If the document is not available, who is to finalize? Those things were not known to public. And about 70% in Telangana, even Andhra, claims were rejected, saying that there is no record. And other reason is that in geo mapping that particular land is not identifying. In that case, suppose 13 December 2005, in the absence of any document, the villages, I mean panchayat can certify that so piece of land is cultivating by the individual. And similarly, community rights. Many tribals culture linked with the forest. Their deities are in forest. Many people pray the forest animals, even trees. The entire life linked with the forest. And whenever they go inside, generally this forest official used to book the cases against those people that saying that they have come to the forest for hunting or to cut the tree. In that way, many people not entitled for the forest right. I give the one example in Bhadradi Kottagudem. Sitagudem village. Against the Koya tribe. Forest right. 22 tribals of and went on saying that Sitaguda village is a scheduled tribe village and they are living since 1950 and they are cultivating their land. Other than that land, they don't have any other land. That means they are cultivating the land since 1950 without any title. But the forest department officials filed a case against those people in 2004 and the case went on up to 2013. And all the 21 tribals, though they are entitled under Forest Right Act, but there is no title. Simply saying that they are not entitled. Arey Baba, then as a Vanvasi Kalyan Ashram vice president, I intervened and I have filed a complaint personally against the forest and collector saying that based on the criminal case forest department have filed and they are entitled. How can you say that they are not entitled? Then collector are not aware of that cases. Even forest department are not aware of the cases. Cases disposed in 2013 and this forest official go on change now. 2004 cases filed, forest officials not there. Then collector saying that no, you furnish the details of the criminal case. We have filed. We have produced. Saying, yes, they are entitled. Will issue. When you will issue, then he says that really we have called for the applications from all the tribals, and if they filed, then we'll issue the patta. Then I said, Baba, these cases pertain to 2004. In the first phase itself, they are entitled, and based on that earlier claim, you are supposed to give the pattas. So collector saying that no, how can we retrospect? Baba, retrospective only because cases are filed in 2004. That means they are entitled. Then he said, okay, give us 2 months time. We'll verify if they are entitled. We'll issue. Then finally we have lodged a complaint before the National ST Commission for the scheduled tribe, and they have issued the summons to both the people called for the meeting. And based on the records, you are supposed to give the pattas based on the previous claims. Previous claims, because their claim processed by the Gram Sabha and pending before the division committee. Division committee chairman is collector. Collector supposed to take the decision. Collector sending one assistant conservator of forest or some ranger. In that way, they are not competent to take any decision. Let the collector come and say before the National ST Commission and say that yes, we issue based on their eligibility. Then only we'll close the case. They said. This is the live example. Though there is a criminal case filed against the people, they are not getting the pattas. What about the other innocent people? Because tribals in existence prior to 2004, and when the forest right came into existence, they are supposed to get it now. Because finally there is no awareness among the tribals. what is Gram Sabha, what is to be processed, what are the documents required to be produced before the Gram Sabha. Then, if the Gram Sabha process and sent to the division committee before rejection, they should give the notice to the affected party. But they are not giving any notice without any hearing. Simply they are rejecting and not informing the tribal. He continues to cultivate the land, and the forest official goes there, book the case. No, without entitlement, you are not supposed to cultivate the land. Though they are doing the same piece of land for years, simply they are harassing and booking the case. And this forest department, generally they should see environment, climate, greenery. This should be the primary things. But they think always commercial in view. They will plant the take plant. Take plant in what way it is useful to the tribals or to the animals or greenery. If you go to the forest area now, it looks dry because everything looks like a dry. It's not a greenery. During the summer, it should be the greenery, but due to this plant of take, it shed the leaves now, and during the rainy season only it will green. And because of the take plant, the fire catches in the forest area. It shed the leaves now and catch the fire, and due to fire, all other plants will die except the take plant. Take plant never dies in the fire, but other plants are dying. In that way, destruction of the forest being done by the forest department itself by planting the take plant, and due to take plant, the leaves get into fire and destroy the entire forest. And second thing, due to take plant, no single plant is useful to the tribals or to the animals. That's why many animals, even monkeys, coming to the towns because they don't have to eat in the forest. And second thing, wherever these people identify the tribal lands, though they are cultivating for the year, they are also in animals or tribals, and it take the entire groundwater by this eucalyptus. Hello, it's audible and hello.
Yes, sir, it is audible.
Yes,
It's
yes.
audible.
Yes,
And yes, sir. This eucalyptus again is a commercial plant. After 4 years, they'll cut it and sell it. But in what way that eucalyptus useful to the tribals and that animals? That forest policy itself is wrong. It is not in view of the present days. It is neither useful to the environment or climate or rains or animals or the tribals. Simply they view always commercial way. Take if they plant, it is useful to the only government or tribal. Forest official. Eucalyptus also useful to the government or forest officials only. But it is not at all useful to the society. Why? They can't go for the fruits yielding plants. Sitafal is there, tamarind is there, many fruit yielding plants are there, but they are not at all planting because those plants are not useful to the forest department. The forest policy should change because the eucalyptus came very recently. Prior to that, there is no eucalyptus in the forest area. But wherever you go now, you will find only teak wood and eucalyptus. Teak wood, eucalyptus. Because the forest officials have control over the entire area, but not at all useful to the tribal. So in that way, how the tribals living in the forest area will survive without this forest what I suggest that when that Forest Right Act Gram Sabha came into existence, they should have trained all the people, having workshops or village if you go now in the forest area and particular village, who are the Gram Sabha members, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Simply under the guidance of the forest official that was conducted in accordance to their wishes, that process was done to issue only few individual pattas. And community right is a village right. In village surroundings, whatever the non-prohibited plants are there, bamboo, tendu leaves, or minor mineral minerals, they can process it, but they are useful. But nobody knows that these things are useful to the community and they can harvest for themselves. But simply forest department, I think even single paisa spent towards awareness programs of these gram sabhas and how to conduct, how to process it, because they want all tribals should be in a dark so that they can exploit. I'll give the example of my personal thing. When I was a child, I am from the Adilabad district. When I was a child, my father used to cultivate the 5 acres of land. It is a forest land, but without any title. And when I was a child, the forest official used to come and every year they used to collect some money from the tribal farmers. If somebody is not giving, simply they used to book the case. No, you don't have patta, you are not supposed to cultivate the forest land. Simply booking the case and harassing the tribal. This was the reason in Telangana why the Naxalism came. Because I have personal witness when I was a child collecting the forest official money from the tribal farmers where there is no pattas. So government has provided to stop this type of harassment and bribe, brought this Forest Right Act in 2006. But again, they doesn't want to implement the 2006 Patta, Forest Act. So what I request present government, even to the government of India, that forest, wherever the agency villages are there since 1950, and whoever don't have any land, piece of land, they should be given invariably because they are in existence from 1950. And this Forest Right Act came into 2005. So between 1950 to 2005, whoever cultivated the land, though they have no record based on the Gram Panchayat villages, if the government gives the pattas to the community rights, community and individual, this problem will end. But they should have a heart, will. If the forest department always thinks the only commercial way, then always fight goes between tribes and forest officers. So thank you very much, sir. Hello.
Thank you, Nagu sir. Sir, you may continue.
Yeah.
If any more examples, sir, we would like to hear from you, sir. The examples that you have shared,
There are
it
many
is
examples, sir. Being a tribal, having experience in the tribal welfare department and labor department, and prior to that, I was sometime in the bank also.
yes,
The thing is, one should see on humanity in ground, humanity, because tribals don't have any records unless the forest officer book the case, and or the punch. We call it village heads consist of punch. So those people can recommend, yes, particular piece of land is entitled by individual or community. But that is not being done in the villages. And another example, the PISA Act came into existence in 1996. Okay. But rules were made after 10 years. Rules were made 10 years, after 10 years. After 10 years, rules were made. Then again, under that also, there is a Gram Sabha provision. The government again never didn't conduct any single workshop or any awareness program among the tribals. What is Gram Sabha? How to conduct the Gram Sabha? What are the things to be taken into Gram Sabha? Without awareness among the tribals or missionary, how they will claim the things, how they claim the benefits out of those acts? That is very lacking. They bring the act without any knowing. Even now, if you go to the village, ask who is the vice president, who is the secretary and the Gram Sabha of PISA means nobody knows. Naam ke vaste, they have constituted Gram Sabha and no functioning, no funds, nothing. Simply, have you constituted Gram Sabha? Yes, constituted. Recently, I went to project officer of Utnur of Adilabad Jilla and I asked, sir, you leave the tribals or persons, even I don't know who is the vice president and secretary of the particular grams of particular village. So kindly give the list of those gram sabhas constituted under Peace Act. Then he gave it. that I got it that list and went to about 3 villages and I asked, "Are Baba, are you know this PISA? What is that PISA?" Then I extended. PISA means Panchayat Raj extension in tribal areas. Under that, you have to elect a vice president, secretary, and sarpanch is a chairman. And under that, whatever the problems in the village, that you can discuss and pass a resolution and send to the concerned authorities for implementation. Then nobody ever know about it. Even I asked one lady, her name is Saraswati. Amma, you are a secretary of this Gram Sabha. Do you know? నాకు తెలియదు సార్ మీరు ఎప్పుడు చెప్తున్నారు సిసై ఈజ్ ఎలక్టెడ్ ఐ నాట్ ఎలక్టెడ్ ఈజ్ అపాయింటెడ్ బై ద అథారిటీస్ ఓన్లీ might have sarpanch or somebody recommended her name, simply notified. Again same, the vice president, do you know that you are a president, vice president of this Gram Sabha? I don't know, sir. Then this is the fate of this Gram Sabhas constituted under Forest Right Act or under PISA Act. They should have a extensive workshops or propaganda among the tribals in their vernacular languages. Again, suppose if you go to Kolam village, except the Kolam language, they don't know any other. Even Telugu, they don't know. So they should conduct a workshops or any propaganda in their language. If you go to Kolam, Kolami language. If you go to Gond, Gondi language. Even the Gonds, 90% people doesn't know Telugu. In many people, even present students in 10th class or 7th class, they fail in Telugu. They pass in English and they pass in maths, but they fail in Telugu. That means even they don't know Telugu. In that context, how the government think that these acts will be implemented? And first of all, these officials of whether forest department, revenue department, nobody should know about this. They should know that is the thing. In their language, in their locality, in their villages, they should conduct extensive workshop or programs or meetings in their language. Then only they can demand and ask the things what they want under that act. Thank you, Andy. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir, for adding those valuable point on communicating to the tribals in their regional language. That would see
Yes.
the better outputs that we can that we can communicate, and easily we can reach to them to for the betterment of their culture or the lifespan, livelihoods of the. Yes, sir. Right. Thank you, sir, for sharing on those points on the Forest Right Act 2006 with the examples and the case that you have faced, which will be an example for all the participants who have been there today for the development of the tribals. And thank you on those points. And to summarize on today's aspect, this is the 12th episode of the understanding various modes of tribal development, protecting the indigenous culture of the indigenous culture from the external influences. So we will so with, with the it has started from the inputs from Dr. D. Satyanarayana Garu, and with the aspects of different different tribes, how many tribes are there, and their culture, about the music, about the Dandari music that we have got, that was really and different aspects that have been shared from Satyanarayana Garu, and how the tribals pray different gods, and what are the different musics that were played for their god and goddesses, and there were around 1.3 crore people, 3 crore of the people who will be attending for the biggest jataras that have been made that have been celebrated by the tribal community of Telangana, that have been highlighted today in this program, and also about the Chenchu communities, which is also called as Puli Ata in the Telangana. And the wonderful the point which we have got separately, the Lord Shiva has also got the third wife being celebrated as the who have been considered as the third wife in this tribal community, who is called as Brahmaramba, which is also a festival he being celebrated by the tribals, that is Brahmaramba Jatara. So in this, the many points were keenly highlighted with their different music, arts, crafts, and the different literature that has been from the Telangana tribals have been highlighted today. And with the Forest Act policy, that is 2006, which has been highlighted by Nagu Garu, our renowned speaker, and the experiences that he has been sharing regarding the different afforestation techniques that have been followed in the forest areas. He have been sharing with us the experiences. Thank you on those note, and I would like to thank NCI IIT Delhi for giving me this opportunity to moderate on this occasion of having all the dignitaries from IIT Delhi. Chakrapushan Garu have made me to take this forward, and Rahul ji, Meenakshi ji, Pintu Kumar ji, and Manavi Ajit Singh ji, and Chunni Lal Ashwani ji. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, for taking this forward. And who are on this platform, I have thanked. And Chakrabhushan ji, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Team UBA. On the behalf of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, National Coordinating Institute, IIT Delhi, we are thankful to our both distinguished guests. We are pleased to inform you soon we will be documenting this talk for the benefit of community or students or researchers or the indigenous population, so that everybody can get benefit through this talk. So we are thankful to both the speakers. We are also thankful to Dr. P. Sudhakar, Dr. P. Sudhir, for your wonderful moderation. And last but not least, we are thankful to our NCI team for this coordination. Thank you. Thank you all. Namaskaram.